Hi, I'm Granny, and we're going down the rabbit hole of Nikola Tesla, his career, episode 2. Nikola once said there is a difference between progress and technology. Progress benefits mankind. Technology doesn't necessarily do that. Nikola Tesla experienced the current war, in parentheses, involving Tesla, George Westinghouse, J.P. Morgan, and Thomas Edison in the late 1880s and 1890s, which started the media campaigns against Tesla's character and abilities. Then came the radio war. As mentioned previously, Tesla filed patents in the U.S. Patent Office for radio transmission in 1897 and 1900, and the patents were issued to him. It was in 1898 that Tesla demonstrated his remote control boat using radio waves at the electrical exhibition in Madison Square Garden. In 1904, the U.S. Patent Office reversed its decision and awarded the radio patent to Guglielmo Giovanni Marconi, first Marquess of Marconi, an Italian electrical engineer, inventor, and politician. There are documents showing J.P. Morgan and Thomas Edison may have used financial encouragement, pressure to influence the U.S. Patent Office to renege on Tesla's radio patents, giving them to Marconi. Tesla sued the Marconi Company for patent infringement in 1915, but lost. But Nikola was vindicated, as I mentioned earlier, in 1943 when the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in his favor for the radio patents a few months after his death. From 1899 to 1900, Nikola went to Colorado Springs to experiment with wireless power. He had an assistant helping with his experiments, but it was later learned that he didn't share with the assistant his many secrets. Nikola put several light bulbs on steel rods. He then pushed them into the ground about 4 miles away from his generator. When he gave the signal, the assistant turned on the power, and wirelessly the bulbs lit up, showing his wireless power worked. It was also in this laboratory that Nikola was able to create the rare phenomenon which, in going down the rabbit hole of lightning many episodes ago, I discussed how rare ball lightning is, and he could create it in his laboratory. Nikola believed the outer ring of the earth, just above the soil of the earth, the surface, which we now call the ionosphere, is a type of invisible shell covering the entire earth, where electrical energy, he believed, is generated and dispersed. He believed if you could harmonize, in quotation marks, his coil with the resonant frequency of this shell and of the earth, he could create a global power system to give free energy to all. In July 1899, Nikola was tracking a storm in his Colorado laboratory, and the storm was about 600 miles away, while testing a magnifier transmitter built to track storms. As he was studying the storm, he noticed a rhythmic, repeating pattern of beeps. He couldn't make sense of them and wondered if they came from outer space. Nikola shared this experience in an article printed in February 1901 in Collier's Weekly titled Talking with the Planets. The result was his scientific peers shunning him, considering him mad, using this article to campaign against him for receiving a Nobel Prize. The campaign against Nikola continued for the rest of his life. Nikola believed it is absurd to think we are the most intelligent beings in the universe. Scientists today study sounds from outer space. The largest radio receiver or radio telescope is in China. And the one I saw down in other words, you can Google and see what these things look like. They're the size of a city. According to scientists, there are no recognizable sounds like music or people talking, but rather a series of static-like noises, and they believe represent the radio waves emitted from celestial objects like pulsars, galaxies, and quasars. In 1901, Nikola received $150,000 from J.P. Morgan to construct a radio station in Shoreham, New York, called Wardenclyffe. It was approximately 187 feet high and went into the ground about 120 feet. Instead of just a radio station, Nikola's goal was to create free energy for all the world, and Wardenclyffe would be the first of many towers he was hoping to erect, located around the world, providing free energy. And some people call this the beginning of the, quote, free energy suppression, or, quote, the free energy conspiracy. And there seems to be some proof behind this opinion. When J.P. Morgan discovered the real reason for Wardenclyffe, he stopped funding Nikola. Why give away power or energy when you can charge for it? Think of General Electric. Anyway, Nikola described more than once how he would receive inventions he would share. They were created entirely in his mind, stating he had great flashes of light, followed by moments of intense clarity and creativity. He saw in his mind an image with great detail, which he could, in his mind, rotate it around, look at it from different angles, take it apart so he could see how it was created, so that he knew exactly how they worked and how he could replicate them. Nikola believed now here's the point of all of this. Nikola believed we are all receivers and that all impulses come from outside. He believed the source of these came from a knowledge base, he called it a knowledge base, outside of himself, located somewhere in the universe. That all of us, all of humanity, can tap into if, he described it tuning in, like a radio station, how you have to adjust it to get clarity of what you want to listen to. He believed that each of us could tune into that knowledge base with our minds. Nikola didn't take credit for all the creations he shared with the world. He was never greedy, which is why he didn't patent the vast majority of his ideas. He shared them. He never deviated from his purpose of developing technology for the benefit of all people. His life represented that philosophy. I'm quoting Nikola now. If you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, end quote. He believed mathematics was the key to interpreting the effects of frequency to understand the universe. Thank you for spending this time with me. Please join me again. We will continue down the rabbit hole of the amazing Nikola Tesla. Please subscribe and share. Thank you.